Hello, everybody, and what's going? Can you hear me? Okay.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay.
Just
All
kind
right.
of all of a sudden.
It just popped in there.
Yeah.
I like to keep people on their toes, Kelly. How you doing? And I was laughing earlier when you said you were a little scared about being on the show you were watching last night's show. Last night's show was actually great. It's probably one of the best ones that I've done. Sophie's just such an amazing talent. It was pretty easy to do last night. I
Yeah.
don't. Did you get a chance to hear her sing last night? Just
Yeah,
no
she's
effects, no
great, isn't she?
straight acoustic. Just it was just amazing. And I was like, only 18 too. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, we're going to be
Mm.
hearing a lot from her.
Yeah, most definitely. Well, why don't you start off with telling everybody a little bit about yourself?
Well, sure. I'm Kelly. I'm with a project called the Kintners. It's me and my wife, and we find talent and we make songs together. And we like to call ourselves Americana. We're big fans of everything from Oh Brother to Hate Ashbury to uh, to New York to Woody Guthrie to just anything Americana you can think of to the blues, just all Americana and anything that entails. And we'll find talent on the internet and try to gel with them and make songs together with them, or sometimes we'll be inspired to just do it ourselves. I'm not near as talented a producer as some of the producers that I've been able to find, and so my favorite thing to do is kind of take myself out of it and kind of um, imagine things and let talented people take over. So uh, I just kind of think of the stuff and let other people make it happen.
All right, there we go. There we go. We're back. Yeah, sometimes StreamYard does that, and I don't know why. I got a full internet signal, so we'll just deal with it as it goes. But go ahead and yeah, what you're saying, Kelly.
I'm sorry. Did you? What was your question?
We got kind of got cut out during the end of your last thought there, and you were where you were talking about where you find the talent on the internet, and you kind of just try to gel with them, and then we kind of got cut out after that.
Um, I I couldn't
If you don't
understand.
remember your thought, if you don't remember that what your thought was, are you having trouble hearing me right now?
I All I can hear is just like clicking, kind of like a duck call. I can't really understand what you're
Okay,
saying.
I'm gonna go ahead and change over to my other mic real quick. Is that better now?
It's still the same. It's just like a real intense, quick delay echo.
Quick delayed echo, huh? I don't know how to stop that. Um, Coming through. Let me see. Yeah. See if that helped. Did that help any at all?
Oh, you got louder. I think I can understand your question now.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. We'll try it there. We got kind of cut off when my internet started buffering a little bit. Yeah, like Trissette says, it's a joys of live internet. So we take it as it goes. You were talking about where you you call yourself Americana, and you try to find the talent out on the internet and try to gel with them, and then that's where we kind of got cut off. If you want to go ahead and finish your thought on that.
Oh yeah, I try to gel with different people that I listen to a bunch of people on the internet, and sometimes I write about them on our website on the kintnersmusic.com. And and so then I'll meet up with them, and then so I'll be like, well, this is the blues guy, and so then I'll write a blues song, and I'll be like, hey, I wrote a blues song, you want to do a blues song together? And then I'll be like, this is the California guy, and so I'll be like, hey, I wrote a California sounding song, do you want to do a California sounding song together? Or, this is my Jackson Brown guy, do you want to do a Jackson Brown sounding song together? And that's kind of how I approach um my sound or my concept for songs, um because I feel like everyone is a lot better at their sound than I am. And after I listen to them, I'm like, I kind of want to cop a little bit of their sound into whatever song it is that I write.
And it's kind of interesting now because this Americana genre is kind of a relatively new thing to people. Like if you say Americana, a lot of people don't really know what it is. But I was listening to a radio show actually about Americana the other day, and they were talking about Marty Stewart, who was a big country singer, and now he classifies himself as Americana, and it just takes different, like you said, you got rock people that are now doing Americana, country people, blues, bluegrass, whatever, and it's all just coming together into its own type of genre of music, and it's pretty interesting stuff. I'm gonna have
You
to
know, oh, I didn't mean to interrupt you, Bill. I'm
go
sorry.
ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
You know what? Who surprised me was John Cougar Mellencamp. Now says he's Americana, and I always thought of him as like an anthem rocker. Like he had the big pink houses, and you know, and now he's Americana. But it's true, we kind of grew up on those American kind of songs. They don't really work anywhere else, so it's just kind of become this melting pot, which is kind of what America is. So it's only fitting, that it's become this genre that's now, I guess, going to break up just like any other genre does into little subgenres, just like anything does. So,
Yeah, and what's interesting now is, uh, I mean, it isn't like back when in the 70s, 80s, and even early 90s, where this you people fit in specific categories where they're a rock artist or they're a country artist or they're a bluegrass artist, because now there's so many cross genre stuff that's being put out there where you got hip hop mixing with country and rock and all this other stuff that it's just becoming music instead of just being labeled as well, you can label it as country, or you can label it as rock, or you can label it as pop, whatever. But it's just becoming music now, and being able to hear those different elements that intertwine within the songs is very exciting for me as a music fan, and I can't wait to where they start doing live shows again, where I can get out to one of these Americana festivals and check it out, because I think it'd be very, very interesting.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And I really, really get excited about the Americana genre. Well, I mean, as broad as that is, but just seeing the the plethora, SAT word, of instruments on
Mhm.
stage. You might see everything from uh, squeeze box to lap steel to, I mean, just all these instruments, and there's geographical regions associated with each one. On one of my albums, I had a mouth harp,
Mhm.
just all these instruments, and I just love that. I just love going to a concert and opening up a case, and you never know what's in there.
Yeah, I mean, it's actually that was a very interesting program that I was listening to the other day where they were talking with a. It was actually on a country station, and Marty Stewart was doing a takeover, and uh, it was to promote Christmas music. But him and the host were talking about the new genre of Americana and how it's all kind of just melting in together. And they were listing off all these different artists, and I was like, wow, I would never think of them because I thought of them in a different genre altogether. They were listing classic rock guys and bluegrass guys, country people, and I was like, I just have to get out to one of these, especially if they're doing like a festival, because I imagine it'd just be an amazing time. Uh, First of all, I never got a chance to ask you beforehand. Uh, were you wanting to play anything tonight?
Uh, well,
You don't have to. It's up to you. I mean, it's your show. You tell me what you want to do. I just didn't get a chance to ask you beforehand.
I don't know. How do I sound? Do I sound okay? Um, I saw a couple. I watched a couple of your uh shows to review because I was nervous about the interview, and
Yeah.
so I came packing in case you needed me to.
Okay. You. This is your show. I'm just here to kind of help facilitate and move things along. So if you feel like playing music, we'll let you play music. I'm more than happy to let you do whatever you do to showcase your music. Okay. If you just want to sit and talk music, we can do that. If you want to play, we can do that as well. It'll work out rather well. We've now seemed to figured out, or I have seemed to figure out the echoing problem, and also some of those earlier shows I didn't have some of the updated equipment, and the lack of the headphones and the mics were causing some issues. But now I think now that I got that echoing completely figured out, uh, I think we're good to go now, and I think we'll get some good quality audio out of it.
Okay, cool. I'm using.
Yeah.
I just got the high speed internet installed yesterday just for this interview.
Yeah, I saw that. I feel honored actually. I was like, wow. Yeah, for anybody that's joining in over here in the comments, you might not be able to see him, Kelly, but I can see him. It's just the way StreamYard has it set up. Uh, Kelly has been a follower of mine since the very beginning, and on all platforms. And one thing I wanted to talk about tonight, and you bring up an awful lot, is just the the community that we've built over the last year of doing this, of artists. And I've seen several times where you've commented on that, and uh, that was kind of what my vision was for the whole thing to begin with, was bring all these different artists that were local artists, bring them together in one place, kind of like a LinkedIn for musicians, and to support one another and to share their music and share ideas. And you guys have just taken it to a level that was well past what I had envisioned, for at least for the first year. I mean, I didn't think we'd be at this point for a couple years, and it's just amazing how many new people I've met and how many great people there are out there that are willing to help other artists and stuff succeed. What are your thoughts on that, Kel?
Well, I mean, you just got to pat yourself on the back, Bill, for being ubiquitous. I mean, you're
Is
everywhere.
it,
I mean, I don't know how
well,
you do it.
uh, it's tough, man.
I don't.
I
I don't
try to
know how
be,
you do it,
um,
man. You just
but
everywhere I look,
it,
there's We Are Legion, We Are
I
Legion, We
had
Are Legion.
had the idea, but to be truth told, it's you artists that brought it all together. Because I'm not a musician, I don't have anything to do with the music industry other than talking about you all. And so you all could have just brushed me off from the very beginning and not paid any attention. But there was a select few that decided that, hey, we'll give this guy a shot, and we hit on running, and it just we exploded. And uh, I don't know.
Well, I tell you, I'm always, my ears are always perked up for anybody supporting artists, and um, I'm always looking to take it to the next level to artist empowerment, and
Mm,
um, so many artists are desperate to be heard, and they turn that
yeah.
into they turn that into desperation,
Mm,
and and uh, and so my ears are always perked whenever I hear somebody is out there supporting artists, because I want to check them out, because I want to know if they're trying to take advantage of artists, and I want to know if there's a valuable resource there. And so when I found out you were someone who was really trying to help artists, um, I just tried to be a link in the chain of that, and just like anybody would, and man, hey.
yeah. Uh, but yeah, and you've done a great job. I mean, you're one of the better ones that in there. I always see you in there talking with other artists and giving hint or tips and ideas and sharing your experiences with them. And that, I mean, I can
Yeah,
name.
I talk a lot. I talk too much on Twitter. I really do. I really do. I'm straight brain to tweet, and artists don't do what I do. I'm just at a real fortunate uh, place where I'm able to do that. Uh, but if I was a young artist starting out, I would not do what I do. Do what I say.
Uh,
Don't do what I do.
yeah, well, I mean, I read the other day you have 25 years worth of experience in music. I mean, that's a lot of knowledge that's there. I mean, for the younger artist, I would tell them to reach out to you and pick your brain and find out all the stuff that you've been through, and kind of it will help them along as well. Uh,
I I would I if I was a I have experience in the Texas and New York regions of the United States, and uh whatever to whatever that applies. you know
those are two of the larger markets in the United States, so I mean, those are pretty good test cases to be able to speak about there. So,
to yeah.
and any knowledge. I mean, because you're going to pick up different things, and of course, you're not going to have all the answers. No one has all the answers. But in your 25 years, you may have ran across a problem that they're exactly having, and if not, you may know someone who has ran across that problem. That's
Oh,
one.
definitely. If someone asks me a question and I don't know the answer, I will definitely find the answer for them. That's for sure.
Yeah, and that's what I do. I get tons of DMs every day, and they ask me questions, and if I don't know the answer, I was like, really, I'm just really a talking head. So, but this person I know can probably help you because it sounds like something they've been through. Or if they ask me, hey, can you get me on a playlist? And I'm like, you know what? I do a couple playlists. I do, but mine are mostly country, except for the Christmas one that I just put out. And I was like, but I got tons of other people that do playlists that do great work. So get in contact with them and they'll hook you up. And that's what I try to do. Just try to help people along because I know as artists, you guys, if you try to do it all by yourself, you just don't have time to do everything by yourself. And if I can just take a little piece of that away, promoting, uh, just letting people know, hey, you guys really need to hear this person, and let them make up their own minds on whether they like the music or not, or me wearing your merch during my show or whatever, passing out just your info so they know how to get to your merch store, then I feel like for you all. It may not be much, but I'm one man trying to do the work for. Right now, we're at 17,000 artists that are trying to get my attention on a daily basis. So I must be doing something right. Uh,
Wow.
and
Wow.
Yeah, and I still have a full time job, and I'm a single dad with two young kids. So my time
Wow.
is very limited, and so just for the people that want to get upset, because I've had a couple people get upset with me that I hadn't got to their stuff yet. I will get to your stuff, but trust me, if I do invest my time in helping you, that's really something because I don't have a lot of spare time to. So you can believe that. Uh, but I greatly appreciate like you, Trissette, Mike from Three Mind Blight, who are always there helping promote other artists and things like that. And you guys do an exceptional job. You do it on Instagram as well. And
I sure appreciate you, man. I really appreciate you. I think
uh,
I appreciate you way more than you appreciate me.
oh, I wouldn't say that. I mean, I'm very appreciative of all of you and just the way that everybody has come together to help one another. It's really been a thing of beauty. And like I said, I could have never imagined being the community being this strong just over a year in. Uh, and and it's just getting
Yeah.
better and better every day. And just like last night, the response, uh, that was the first time that after a show that when I flipped over onto Twitter, that's all that anybody was talking about on my feed was the show. I mean, how great Sophie did and how talented stuff she was. But that was really the first time that we got the. I felt that we got the extra engagement that we done, and maybe we can bring some more attention to the show because we do share a lot of great knowledge here as well on the show, and it gets a little bit better connection with you, the artist, and as an artist, I imagine that's pretty much what you're after is trying to get connection with your audience to begin with.
Well, absolutely. I mean, that's what it's all about. When you're singing or playing um, a song or writing music, you're trying to communicate without words, basically, right? Like you have this disturbing thought or this brilliant thought or this epiphany or whatever, and you're like, oh, I've got to get this out, and it's somehow communicated not by speaking. uh, and that's the magic of it. I mean, that's like the casting the spell part. Somebody in the audience goes, "Oh, I caught that." Oh, that touched me and then they received it without words ever entering the process.
Yeah,
And so that's that's the whole beauty of the deal. Uh,
and I can just imagine as an artist how you would feel if you were after a show you're talking to your fans and they come up to you and they're talking about a specific song and they say, "Wow, that song really touched me. This is how it made me feel," and then you're like, "Yes, that's exactly what I was feeling when I wrote that," and they get it. I mean, I can't even equate that kind of sense of pride to anything that I would do, but I imagine as an artist that would just be an overwhelming feeling of joy to know that someone else could you made someone else feel what you were feeling in that particular moment when you wrote that.
Boy, I tell you, it happens and what's really weird is that I can name on one hand one hand. Uh, the people who feel what I feel when I wrote it. I must write subjectively or elusively or something because um or open to interpretation.
I wouldn't say that. I have no
Because oh, I'm sorry. Go
no.
ahead.
I wouldn't say that entirely because I noticed that a lot of people they they just hear the music. They don't listen to the music, and
Right.
so what I was talking about is because I know this is probably a limited amount of time that people do talk about how it made them feel or something like that, and uh, those must be pretty special moments because you know you reached it through to that person, and it's caused a connection on a whole nother level with that person because they know exactly what you were feeling.
It's so special that I mean, like I said, I can count it on, you know, on
Yeah,
one hand.
yeah, yeah. I mean, it must be just an incredible feeling, and
Absolutely. Absolutely.
as a fan of music, I go in and I try to listen to what the artist is putting out there, not just hear it. I mean, it doesn't take anything to hear the music. Listening to it is on a whole different level, and it takes a whole different level of appreciation. But as we go along, people's attention spans are getting shorter and shorter. uh,
Yeah.
yeah, it's a little. It makes it harder and harder for you guys. Um, but yeah, if you want to play something right now, we can take a little break, and I'll mute my mic and let you play a little something, and then we can come back to having some more
Okay.
questions.
Well, I'll play a song, sure. I'll scoot my stand back here. All right. Well, here's a song that's coming in January, and I'm just going to play it live on my acoustic right now, right here for you. World premiere, Music Legion. It's called Burnout on, nope, that was the working title. It's called Hudson River Blues. Left my good intentions, been thrust out of the state. I've come to find that home's a point in time, but not a place. Little west of the river, looking for somewhere to hide. Everyone can see me, but no one looks me in the eye. Burnout on the Hudson, I'm done facing all my fears. I've got all the freedom in the world, but it costs a lot up here. So, I'm nervous. I'm so nervous. I'm
You
so
have no
nervous.
reason. You have no reason to be nervous.
I was so nervous. I haven't played a live show since January 28th. 28th.
Wow.
I haven't played a live show since January the
You,
28th.
you you sounded good, great. So just
You know what? I know this song like the back of my hand. It's been written for 4 years.
and
You know that?
apparently I had no idea about this, but apparently after reading yours and Sophie's comments that I tend to make people nervous, and I had
Oh
no
no,
idea.
it's not you. It's just the fact that I was thinking, man, I haven't played it. I just started thinking, stinking thinking.
Yeah, and that's that's
You
where
know,
I
I would
get
love,
start
I would
thinking.
love, I would love. Hmm, well, whatever. What do you think?
I think it
You
was
think?
great. I think it sounded great, and it was going. I thought it was going good, and then you kind of cut yourself off there, and yeah, I thought it
Okay.
was really had a good bluesy feel to it.
Yeah.
Maybe it could be just because you were playing acoustically, but I could definitely hear some blues in there, and I was really digging it, and then you cut yourself off, and
Yeah, I know. I should never,
going
ever, ever
great,
do that. Don't ever
and
do what I do, guys. Don't ever do what I
and
do. Do what I
uh,
say. Don't do what I do.
and and people in the chat here said said that well done, and you were doing great. So yeah, just keep on keeping on, just like you would do if you were on a lot doing a live stage show.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate your support. Thank you so
Mhm.
much.
And so, is have you met any through the community yet that you want to do a collab with that you just haven't reached out to?
Oh, tons, tons,
Uh,
loads of people. I'm such huge. Such a fanboy of all these people in the community. I'm a huge fanboy of Dan Cross. Like Dan Cross is
mhm.
like he's like I don't know. I just wish I could hug him. Uh,
Well,
uh,
hopefully soon this will all be over and we can do things like you
I'm a
know.
big fan of John Your Mate. Huge fan. I'm a huge fan of Nathan Peter Alls. I'm a huge fan of Ben Shaw. I'm a huge fan of Zephyr Alls' music. I'm a huge fan of Annika Jane. I'm a huge fan of Chanel. I'm a huge fan of uh, gosh, oh man, there's so many. I'm a huge fan of Metal Birds. I'm a huge fan of. It's just
You
so
know,
many, Bill.
yeah. I mean, there's
There's so many. I'm a huge fan of Phil Cooper. I'm a huge fan of Phil Graham. I'm a huge fan of. Yeah, I mean, just it. It never ends. It never ends. The database is enormous.
it is, and it's getting bigger all the time. You know, and I was I was just amazed. I should have really started earlier in the year and putting everybody's information into a spreadsheet, and I kind of dropped the ball on that when my day job sent me to Poland for a month at the beginning of the year to do some work, and then when I got back, I was like, oh, I need to get it started, but I just kept putting it off. I really do need to start getting everybody in the database because there's just so many artists out there now and so many incredible ones. And I mean, we got three of them that are right here in the chat watching you on the show. I mean, I don't know if you know Mike from Three Mind Blight
Mm.
or Trissette. Trissette, she's a backup singer for John Fogerty. Uh,
Oh wow!
Sophie just hopped in,
Oh hi, Sophie.
and so yeah, okay. Sorry, I typoed it. My bad. I was putting in your Twitter handle, and yeah, I typoed it. I my fingers move faster than my mind sometimes, and it happens. Didn't you just have a post about typos this morning?
Yeah, I had this long post or whatever, and it was beautiful and it was epic, and I was proud of it, and it had a typo at the end, and I was just like, I have to delete it, and then I just posted, I hate typos.
What I do in that instance is I copy it and then I paste it and I delete the old one, I paste it into a new one, and then I go back and correct the typo and retweet it on that because I do that all the time as well. Especially if I'm tweeting and I'm using talk to text because my phone sometimes doesn't like. Apparently, I have an accent, not like a bad accent, but there's just some time that it just completely gets off base of what I'm saying, and I'm like, no. And just for everybody's edification, I've never used the word ducking at any point in my life. So, yeah, if you ever see that, it's because it's talk to text and they auto corrected me. So, but
Yep.
I will tell you that I was a sailor, and it's probably an F and not a D at the beginning of the word. uh,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
uh, but yeah, if you were
Why
if you
don't I
got the
try to play another song? Because
absolutely, you go right ahead.
I want
You want
another
another
stab
crack
at
in?
it. If they told
You
me I
go.
sounded good, that's the motivation I needed. All right,
That they
guys.
did. They were
I'm on
very.
it. I'm 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 on it because you said so. This song called up I called up Godzilla and Orangey. I don't know if y'all know those guys. Godzilla attacks Tokyo. Godzilla Kamikaze Tokyo Blues Band and Orangey. And they helped me do this song. And uh, I guess that's all. If I could have only been your number one, by playing all of your favorites, by singing your song, I'll smoke and drink my way to heaven. Well, on that Greyhound bus to hell. Oh, but tomorrow's another day. Then what was I to you but a good ride? Just someone you could talk to in the dead of the night. You can lead to heaven, oh yeah. On that Greyhound bus to hell, oh, but tomorrow was another day. Well, I'll see you tomorrow. Tomorrow's another day. Well, in the darkness that surrounds me hurts my ears. Well, just needing to feel your kiss against my tears. But anyway, I'll smoke and drink my way to heaven. Oh yeah, on that Greyhound bus to hell. Oh, but tomorrow's another day. Well, I'll see you tomorrow. Tomorrow's another day. Something like that.
That was really great, and everybody said you sounded great. I even got people
They're all
no,
drunk.
and said it was a great song, and I thought it was a great song choice, and you did it very well. So I don't even know why you
so
were
much,
nervous.
guys. Thank you. Thank
You're
you
doing
so
great,
much, guys.
and
Thank you.
well, that's what we're here to do. We're here to support one another. Why don't you take the time here and let everybody know what social media sites you're on, where they can find your stuff, where they can find your guys' music at, and if you have a merch site, go ahead and shout that out as well.
Okay. Yeah, sure. I'm everywhere. I just fired Facebook back up. The Kintner's music. It's Kelly and Carrie. Facebook.com/Kelly and Carrie. Carrie's name is Keri Kintner. She kind of does the Facebook stuff. I kind of do the Twitter stuff. So she's Keri Kintner over on Facebook. And I'm Kelly, obviously. And I'm Kelly_Kintner on Twitter. That's kind of where I hang out a lot. Too much. And I have everything. The easiest way to find any artist for me, what I do now, depending on what device I'm on, is I just go to Songwhip, SONGWHIP.com, and I punch in the artist name, and it tells me every platform they're on. Whatever platform they're on, it tells me SoundCloud, YouTube, Spotify, Apple. I'm on all that stuff. The Kintners. The Kintners. Now there's two N's. There's an N on both sides of the T. KINTNERS.
That's what I missed earlier was the first N whenever I posted your Twitter handle, and that's what Mike was yelling at me about and says, "No, you're wrong." Nah, nah.
Yeah,
I'm wrong a lot.
Throws people off. It's never thrown me off because I've always had it. But
well, no, I know it's there. I just was typing too fast and I missed it. And yeah, so yeah, so but how about a merch site? Do you have?
We're working on T-shirts and stuff. I have a website. And there's a couple of t-shirts up there. It's at thekintnersmusic.com. Um, and there's a couple of t-shirts you can get there for our single Gray Matters and My Own Doing. Those songs have cool artwork that my wife designed that have t-shirt logos. Um, but we're working on a more streamlined process to get something going through Bandcamp on merchandise. We're also working on a 45 vinyl sometime next year, CDs. We're also working on uh, 2 singles for January. So, I mean, we're working on lots of stuff, man.
That's great. You're the first person that I've had on a show who's mentioned that they're gonna work on putting out some vinyl, and I find that very interesting because, well, especially a lot of the younger ones probably never heard anything off of vinyl to begin with. But I remember listening to the 45s when I was younger, and it it just sounds different. It's harder to explain to someone who's never heard a song being played off of a record, and that yeah, it sounds different. I think it sounds better actually, but people think I'm crazy when I say that, especially the younger ones who've never heard it played off a record. Of course, you hear all the pops and the scratches and everything that's in the vinyl, but it's just all part of the experience. And if you're really a fan of music, I mean, there's just no better way to listen to it than on some good old vinyl. Put it on the record player and give it a spin.
We're real excited about it. I've I've written some real
Yeah, I'm
jukebox.
pretty excited about that. Let me know when that drops because I want to get that. Uh, really, I do.
Well, I'm pretty sure we'll be able to get a We Are Legion copy over there.
Okay.
So
Yeah, I mean, anytime. Yeah, I can DM you my address and stuff like that, and all my contact. Yeah, I mean, obviously, you can DM me anytime on any of the social platforms. There's
absolutely,
you'll find
absolutely.
me there pretty much any time of day. I'm always bouncing back and forth between all of them.
Yeah, you never sleep, man.
Not much. uh, Believe me, but I know a few people with those problems too. That just all the time it's putting the work in, and as much as I do, I'd still uh, the pandemic kind of threw it off my plans a little bit. But I really wanted to stop doing my day job and do this for you guys full time. Uh, but hopefully, maybe more towards the end of next year, I can be able to pull that off. But I still got a family to support too, so I can't just up and quit the day job because I always feel like I can do more. And but that's just me. I don't like doing things halfway. Uh, and I don't like leaving things on the table either. We're getting ready to start. I'm getting ready to start back up my written blog. Uh, so if you want, I can shoot you the questionnaire for that, and you guys can get it back to me, and we can do a written write up. Just
Definitely,
some people prefer to do it that way because they don't want to do the live stream, and I'm perfectly okay with that. I'm pretty flexible, and I like working around the artists and their needs. But I definitely just want to get the names of people out there and get them to listen to the music, and because that's really what it's all about for everybody is getting to hear the music. Um,
definitely.
yeah, and
Well, we appreciate you.
well, believe me, I appreciate you guys way more than I can ever really say. I really have time to go in and thank everybody and tell everybody how much I appreciate them because it's just so overwhelming how many of you that came out and are happy with the support. Trust me, I read the DMs I do my very best to listen to everybody's music as soon as they send it to me. It's but when you're getting sent 200, 300 songs every day, and uh, my day job, I can't really listen to the music and stuff because of the nature of my work. Uh, and So that automatically takes about 9 hours out of the day, and then by the time I spend time with my kids and stuff and get them to bed, and I try to sit down and I listen to music or watch someone's YouTube stuff, and the next thing you know, I'm passed out for 20 minutes, and I wake up, and then I'm back on Twitter again. then I catnap a little more. So yeah, it's pretty good. Would you like to do another song before you go tonight?
Yeah. Yeah, I would love to. Thank you. And thank you
Yeah.
for being so gracious and having me and all this stuff. This has been so nice. Thank you.
No, I really I appreciate you for even coming on the show. This is your spotlight. You do as you like in your music. You're doing a great job, man.
Let's see here. I would love to do this song right here. Uh, as soon as I remember what it was. Let's see here. Okay. This song's on my first album. I met Debbie when we were 18. I had a Trans Am. She was homecoming queen. And it was prom night. We took off in flight. It lasted as long as I could do right. And Debbie's daughter walks into the store, threw a six-pack on the counter like every day before, and took off in her beat-up 944. She got from her ex in her last divorce. And she's hotter than any fire the spiders ever seen. And she'll give you the comfort you seek in this world so mean. I remember her mother. Oh, how I loved her. The apple don't fall far from the tree. And all of these nights she must have spent crying were nights that I should have been there. And now we're both too close to dying, far gone from the years of loving we dared. And Debbie's daughter has 3 kids in school. They're just like she is, so beautiful, so cool. And I won't be around to admire them from here. I won't be there to fill up tanks and sell them beer. And she's hotter than any fire this fighter's ever seen. And she'll give you the comfort you seek in this world so mean. I remember her mother. Whoa, how I loved her. The apple don't fall far from the tree. I remember her mother. Whoa, how I loved her. The apple don't fall far from the tree.
That was incredible, man. It was really great. I'm glad you shared that with us. And yeah, you when I send you the video, you'll see in the chat they're all really enjoying your music tonight, Kelly. And I really appreciate you being on the show. And anytime that you want to be on the show, just let me know, and I'll make some time, and
you're so awesome.
we can hang out.
Thank
especially
so
if you're gonna, if you're dropping new music or anything like that, and definitely if you just want 5 minutes at the end of the show or 5 minutes before the show, you just let me know, and you can hop on and shout out that, hey, we got a pre-order for my new music that's coming out, and we'll make it happen. I'll get I'll email, send me DM me your email so I can send you out that questionnaire, and for the written blog, and we'll get one of them up to. I got quite a few that got about 5 out, or seven out right now, and I'm waiting for people to get back to me, and I'm just going to start knocking those out, especially during the holiday here, while I have some free time, because I'm off of work for the most part, and I'll get most of those knocked out, and we'll just post it periodically, and I'll let you know whenever your blog is coming up. And
okay,
yeah,
cool.
Anything you need, because you've been there from the beginning, and been a bit supporter of helping me out, and helping out so many other people, and I really appreciate you, and I have a great respect for your music, and I'm just really happy that you decided to come on the show tonight, because I know you picked up probably some few more fans here tonight, just by getting on here and playing, and
that's awesome. Thanks.
And hopefully we'll get a few more people to watch this when it posts up on YouTube on the channel, and you'll get a lot more fans, and that's what it's all about. It's getting your music out there and getting it heard. But before we sign off tonight, is there anything that you would like to say to the people watching live right now?
Just thanks. Thank you for watching me and putting up with me on Twitter.
Believe me, there's a lot worse people out there on Twitter than what you say. I mean, you're always so super supportive to everybody. I haven't really seen you talk bad about anybody, and you do an amazing job out there promoting your own stuff and supporting others. So thank you very much for that. I mean, we couldn't be where we are right now without people like you helping me out. So, from the bottom of my heart, I really do appreciate it, Kelly. And anything you need, just DM me, and if I can't help, I'll find someone who can. So we'll get it taken care of.
All right, man.
All right. Well, you have a good night, and thank you so very much again for coming on the show. And I will, as soon as I get uh, it post, I will get you a copy of it so you can share as you like.
Well, I appreciate you having me. Thank you.
Not a problem. And we will catch you later on Twitter.
All right, man. Have a good
All
one.
right. Have a good night.
You too.
All right, everybody. Uh, got a little bit talkative tonight, but yeah, Kelly and I go way back to the very beginning of the whole thing starting off. He was actually a follower of mine from the first account that Twitter kicked me off because someone reported me as a bot, and then he joined back up on the second one. So when I say the very beginning, I do mean the very beginning, and I hope you enjoyed his music as much as I did. And go out and give him a follow and check out more of his stuff. I think you'll be really impressed and really enjoy it. But after that, from tonight, we're going to wrap it up here. And but we do have one more show this week. My Saturday, Trissette, it'd be your Sunday. You got the time difference figured out now. Now that you're over there in Australia. And we're going to be coming live to you this weekend. Because she's in mandatory quarantine. We're traveling to Australia, and she's probably bored out of her mind, stuck in a hotel. The only reason I knew that, Trissette, is because I had another Australian act that we were trying to schedule a show. The Silver Beats I had on earlier in the week, and they were. That's how I knew that. They were in Tasmania. So all right, well, I guess not bored yet, but only day 3. Well, by the time Sunday rolls around, we'll see how you're doing. If you got any ideas on what you want to go over, talk about talk about anything. Since this will be your second time on the show, you're going to be a repeat offender. That's awesome. You'll be our first repeat offender. But yeah, I might be on the road as well. But I will have my laptop and I will have the headphones and everything, and we will be ready to go. Uh, everybody's ready to head out, so I'm going to cut this off. Thank you all again for coming out. I hope you all go out and follow Kelly and the Kintners and enjoy their music. Until Saturday night in the States, Sunday afternoon in Australia, when we talk to Trissette, we will see you later. You all have a good night.